Alright folks, we're back and we're going to be swapping to the North American server because Harstem is going to be playing defense against Welmu here on Ruins. So Welmu attacks into Harstem. Now the reason we're on the North American server is because Harstem is actually currently at the Root Gaming House in California. So first map is going to be Sarah Station once again, the one we just watched.
Yeah.
I would like to note that Ting's Jesse is currently online playing 1v1, so perhaps practicing for his match later today. For those who don't know, again, in about 6 hours from now, we're going to have the sponsor representative of Ting play against the sponsor representative of Yord, which should be, I think, absolutely horrible in terms of quality of games, but I think it'll be really fun. Plus, Jesse requested some FaceTime before games. He wants the shit talk, I think, man.
It's a shit talk?
I think he wants that smack talk for Jansoon. And Jansoon agreed to also come join us on stream for that, so that'll be fun.
But what if he loses and then he'll just look stupid?
By the way, for those who don't know, that's gonna be $100 they're playing for, but in each other's credit. So Jesse will be putting up $100 of Ting credit, and Jansoon will be putting up a $100 promo code for the watches for whoever of the two end up winning that. So that'll be kind of fun. But anyways, invasions, Harstem, Ence's Welmu. Yes, man. I thought I had to do a double take. I thought I was at a rave for a second there. Jesus.
Oh, what happened? Where'd I go?
The bass is too loud. Someone turn down the bass!
We are waiting for Take TV, though. Oh, yeah.
Alright, maybe they didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Man, I really want to do this social eating category one day.
So,
I don't even
actually, I feel really bad. I was watching this streamer I'd never heard of before named Skin Teen, I think her name was. I only watched it because someone to retweet. She was like doing Seinfeld stuff, and she was just like eating with no camera on whatsoever, with Seinfeld music playing in the background while she like hung out with her chat. Like it was pretty casual and cool, whatever. But she listed herself under the social eating category because she was very obviously eating while she was talking, and apparently people started flipping their shit at her because she didn't have a camera while she was eating, and like straight up reported her channel and shit. I don't think she actually got in trouble for it or anything. But while I was watching the stream, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, really? People are like, those fucking mukbangers, man. No good mother muckers, like, just absolutely getting upset over this person. I felt so bad for them.
Well, it did confuse me at first that she wasn't on a camera, but I wouldn't get mad at her.
Yeah, I just think that's where you just tune out and go to a stream you're looking for, right? Like, don't flip
exactly.
out for no reason. But at any rate, we're going to be hopping into Ruins of Saris, a.k.a. Sarah Station, once again. Brand new best of 3.
You know,
I think, sorry, before we get to your thing.
Okay.
Between the copying of the balloons and now the social eating thing, I just feel like Afrika and other Korean streams are not, in my eyes, as successful as Twitch. So I don't know why Twitch is trying to copy them.
I think if Twitch is looking to go to Korea, they really just recognize they're going to have to copy it almost identically if they want to get everyone over. Which I don't...
Is this where our insider knowledge of certain things is going to suddenly make sense?
I think it does, which is why I don't want to talk about it too much. But
fucked up the colors. Remake this.
Oh, you're right.
Pause it, remake it.
Game closed.
So, for those who don't know, the reason we have this problem is it's not so much that Harstem isn't red. I mean, that is a bit of it, but for whatever reason, Welmu being red is really confusing to look at. Shit. Regular units versus Tal'Darim units, so...
I did not mean to go into a replay.
I can hit play again.
Thanks.
I got it.
Yeah, so we're going to have to get the colors changed, but what I was going to say, besides that... Let's join the lobby. Oh, this game is no longer full or available.
Wait, what? No, it started. Okay, I quit. You make it. I don't know. I hit play again, and it's like auto force started.
I don't know why that happens sometimes. But I remember that because like you when you hit play again, it like opens to all or something. Fuck if I know. But anyway.
Dumb.
It is. So I'll get this set up. I was gonna say that like there's actually apparently so many different types of mukbangs. So like people are trying originally it's just like to get people to eat with you and have like that chill feel. And then there became the people that did it so that they would eat like 5 hamburgers and 2 pizzas instead to get more viewers because they're eating like extreme amounts of things. And then apparently now the new thing to do for this is to live stream from restaurants eating with friends.
What?
And I'm just wondering how they do that.
It's like Periscope type thing.
Yeah, like do they actually have a...
So here's the thing for me, right? Like, I am a big fan of like ASMR and stuff, and we've talked about this a little bit on stream before, and there are some times where like eating things sounds good, and I get that. There's like certain appeals to this eating thing, but like I feel like if you're in a restaurant setting, you're gonna have a shitty camera quality, probably.
Right.
The sound quality is not gonna be there either. Why would you want to watch that? Like, what that sounds like to me is that they've just found a way to inconvenience people. Yags just set us up with a 4-month resub. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so this tells we're out of the colors, but I mean, someone was like summing this up because when it was posted to Twitch, a bunch of people were like, what the hell, like, it doesn't make any sense, like, blah, blah, blah. And I guess because with me, I guess, and how much I know about Korea, this is like, oh, this like makes sense. They're trying to do something like Afrika does. But to everyone else, I guess, like social eating and whatnot seems really like a dumb idea. So someone summed it up pretty well. They basically did like the history of what like mukbangs are, and like it basically said now it's more just of being in the phenomenon than anything else. You know, it's like you're part of a meme, I suppose. So you just watch it because it's stupid and fun to watch. That's why I watch it. I just watch people eat 5 hamburgers. Don't understand what they're saying, but it's fun to watch. When I was in Korea, me and Olivia and Fear Dragon just watched it for like an hour, and like the Axiom team made fun of us for it.
I would kill to be able to just eat 5 hamburgers, man.
Man, so like that's what kills me though, is that like most of the most popular people eating in Korea on stream are super skinny or really built, and I'm like, damn it. It's like the guy who eats like a ginormous amount of food is like really built, right? So he's using it to like burn, you know, later on when he works out. But then you have like these skinny, tiny, like 90-pound Korean girls, and they'll be eating like a gigantic plate of something, and I'll be like,
they probably throw it up afterwards or something ridiculous, I bet.
I mean, it's probably the only thing they eat, and they eat super slowly too because they're like talking to their viewers. But damn, and Korean food looks so good. Oh.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, enough about the social eating for now. As we get back into the social StarCraft Civil War, Day 4, the second game today, or the second series today, excuse me. Spawning in the bottom right side, he is currently defending. It is the Tal'Darim's captain, Harstem.
In the top right, as the blue Protoss, he's Welmu.
Alright, now Welmu is the newcomer to the arena, so to speak. Again, just reiterating, Little Bao has, I guess, dropped out of StarCraft or whatever, so they needed to find a replacement. What I find really frustrating about this, by the way, is, okay, Little Bao, do what you do. Do you, man. If you want to stop playing StarCraft, if you want to play Overwatch, go ahead. I'm not even going to criticize that. What I don't like is he told us this like an hour before starting today. So
yeah.
I'm really glad that Welmu was available and able to step in, and a huge thank you to him. And also, he will, I mean, remember, this is a second place prize. Players are going to get money from this tournament no matter what. So I'm really glad Welmu will be able to take part in this. But damn if it isn't frustrating, Little Bao. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't even mind that he left. If he told us this like yesterday, that would have been totally fine. There'd be no ill will whatsoever.
Right? Yeah, it's also, I mean, he tried to get a replacement, I guess. Like, he was like, DNS can come take my spot, but he didn't even check, I suppose, because Drogo asked DNS and wasn't available. So
oh
really
my!
weird.
We've seen this happen before, but this is weird for him to do around someone else already going for pylons here. Normally you do this in areas where your opponent doesn't have a pylon. So maybe he's trying to bait an overcharge out of Welmu? I'm unsure, but either way, his Mothership Core is over here, so it looks like he wants to actually overcharge and have a bit of a pylon fight.
But, okay, so he has to target fire the probes, yeah, to get anything done here.
There's 300 minerals, 350 minerals for the cost of 4 probes.
He canceled one of the pylons.
Oh, did he? Okay, well, either way, 200 minerals for 200 probes, I guess, isn't that bad. He does end up supply block, funny enough, off of it. But, okay, that was interesting, because the thing is, if Welmu didn't react to that exactly appropriately, he would have lost way more, right? So it's odd, but it evens out, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. It is looking to just be
Oh
even.
no. You know what I just
Actually, for a second, Harstem spiked up really high in income advantage.
I've just realized what's happened here, Zombie Grub. Ugh.
What's that?
He's at the roadhouse. He's got cats over his shoulder, probably whispering the crazy weird strats in his ears like, hey bro, do this build. I taught SOS good things, I can teach you good things. No, but jokes aside, like that was actually a really cool move out of Harstem.
You just make him sound like that little like devil on the side, you know?
I think Cats represents like the best part of like the worst side of things, right? Where you're like, okay, Cats will. I don't think I've yet to see anyone brag about some awesome macro strategy Cats gave him, but everyone talks about the spine crawler rushes back on like the old days and the other really cool things he did. And don't get me wrong, guys, we really admire Cats. Like he does really great things, and anytime we cast him, we expect fun games. Like there's no negative side to Cats, but it is that stipulation of it's usually early game cheese, not late game macro tips.
I mean, whoever. I wonder who is that person like advising people to go for a macro game, though, right? Like, who's the angel on the other side? I don't think
Snoot.
it's usually the advice. Even I feel like so like if someone needs advice, it's because they're losing, right? And maybe there are some scenarios where they're losing because they're already cheesing, and someone does have to go tell them, like, look, bro, just try a macro game. Like, come on. But they're probably cheesing because they didn't feel that confident in a macro game anyway. But different cheeses can get you some silly wins, let's say. I wouldn't say free wins, but silly ones for sure. Anyway. So, this Warp Prism could do a bit of damage. It's 4 Stalkers.
Oh, get scouted. It's actually pretty big. He was heading to the part of the base where he hoped this wouldn't be revealed. But with the Immortal coming out and an Overcharge possibly available, this shouldn't be too bad. The Immortal being the bigger aspect of this than anything else.
Yeah, that time.
And, whoa! How do you respond to a 4 Stalker drop? You take a 3rd. Standard.
Well, he has had a lot of scouting. All he sees with this Phoenix is that there was a bit of harassment, which, you know, shouldn't be able to kill a 3rd base or kill you straight up. So, yeah, he takes the 3rd base. Welmu's only shortly behind him. His own intention to take the 3rd base is also now scouted, confirmed by the Phoenix, and now Harstem just has a little bit of a lead in there.
So this
he is pretty far behind the Blink, though.
Well, so this is why I like a little bit, or sorry, excuse me, whoa. Harstem's position in terms of thirds. This one I think is really susceptible to blinking around and being annoying and getting the maneuvers down, I guess if you want to call it that much. But the way he's taking it, Welmu has to take very linear attack paths.
Yeah. Well, the reason Harstem's blink is so late, his Twilight Council I think just finished, is that he, in whatever reason Harstem really likes to do this, and it seems to only be Harstem. Sometimes his teammates, I forget which one, but definitely Harstem likes going for really quick upgrades. So
yeah, I remember that too.
+2 before blink or charge or whatever he's gonna get from Twilight Council.
If you guys check out any of the VODs from day one, it was all him being on +2. Other people were like starting +1 type thing. But as far as fast upgrades go, I mean, they'll only serve you so much. It's gonna always be better.
Them.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. Perhaps feeling the need for gas for that immortal?
Charge, I think, is what he started after he canceled it.
Oh, is he really going to go this direction instead of Disruptors? I feel like Disruptors are his strong suit.
I guess so. He might see an opportunity somewhere, you know, just with the fact that it is a macro game confirmed, first
he's got to save his Robo.
Yeah, I think he will be able to.
Welmu with some very nice control on this harass, by the way. I love that these immortals keep coming in, and with their barrier sort of buffer, they don't get picked off easily. It's something where he has really might even get this Robo on the next pass by if it doesn't end up being a big army fight before then. But anyways, Harstem go for Charge on Archon I find really interesting because it is a good strategy. We've talked a lot about this before, the foreign versus Korean sort of styles of Protoss. The problem is, though, this style always seems to lose versus Disruptors, should that actually be the case.
Well, it's not Disruptors. It's not also Charge Archon either, though, which is very interesting. We have Resonating Glaives here. And maybe that's what Harstem scouted? I don't know actually what that dynamic would be between Disruptors and whatnot, but maybe Harstem predicted an attack here for some reason or another and then didn't feel comfortable going for Disruptors, because like I said before, in the last series, it's like 1 or 2 is not enough to really like pin all your hopes and dreams on. It's 6 or 7 that looks really, really good. But I don't know. Charge lots, Immortal here, no Archons, a bigger army for Welmu in general.
The 14 Adepts are actually going to soak a lot of these hits really nicely. As we can see, the Sentries don't really do much to them, the Immortals don't do much to them, the Stalkers don't do much to them, so this just ends up being a lot better fodder for Welmu, and Harstem finds himself a little bit shy as the Archons come into the fight so late.
Yeah, if the Archons are here from the get-go, maybe they just provide that splash from the Adepts, but just thinking on how that engagement went, like, 1 or 2 Disruptors actually would have done a lot, because it's kind of hard to split Adepts, and they don't, like, charge forward, and I don't know, that was very odd. I mean, it was someone going for a charge on Archon instead of Disruptors, and then it was also someone going for an Adept attack instead of anything else, which you don't see too often.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Patch next week, evidently.
Patch for StarCraft?
It looks like they're going through with the Queen stuff.
No!
David Kim posts, after more playtests and more discussions with various people, we believe that it'll be better to patch the current 2 changes to the live game sooner than later given the current situation. However, we do want to point out that we definitely see the foreign community's concern regarding the Queen buff, and we'll definitely make sure to react quick if something breaks. But the 2 main reasons we'd like to hurry up with this update is due to heavy feedback in favor of these changes on the Korean Pro side. We also have a major tournament coming up in 2 to 3 weeks outside of Korea, so we would love to really push the change out as quickly as possible. So this is like, well, I guess the argument would be like it gives them time to practice with the new change, but the reason I think this is hilariously like almost feels like parody to read is like, at this point most of the Zergs have been pushed out of SSL, GSL, you name it, so you're not helping them by buffing this. You're literally helping like Rogue and maybe like Dark, right? Then on the other side of it, for the pros, Blizzard scheduled their summit so poorly, and a lot of pro players had to decline the invite to it, guys. This is behind the scenes information. Because Valencia, the summit for Blizzard Summit, it goes from the 10th to the 13th, and Valencia starts on the 14th. No pro wanted to have to fly and have jet lag and be on that last day, so everyone declined the Blizzard invite in favor of going to Valencia more comfortably. So yeah. This tells me, okay, looks like they did know that they had a big event coming up. So like, why did they? It
was really odd. The last summit they did, at least the one we went to, was on the weekend. But I guess because like they don't want their employees working on the weekend, or someone complained or something.
I got no.
Because if it was on the weekend,
we have no idea, guys.
If it was on the weekend, then there wouldn't have been a problem, and people would have been able to come. So it's odd all over the place. But I'm really disappointed they're going through with it, because I guess they say that, like, you know, it's if it's going to be broken, we should fix it immediately, and that's good that they know it could be something that breaks, but I don't think Brutal Infestor came very quickly. It was over, like, a period of time. People were experimenting with Queen defense builds, kind of like what Snoot's doing right now, and then just realized that they could get to Broodlords really quickly, and then that started an era that lasted a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to, like, show them Snoot's game at the summit, right, and be like, no, don't do it!
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game 2 here for the Civil War, sponsored by Yord. Make sure you go to woodwatches.com/base to check out the website and possibly buy a Woodwatch, because, of course, that's how you can help increase the prize pool if you want to give these players a little bit more money. But spawning in the top right side of Habitation Station, we've got the blue Protoss player. He's playing for the Templar. He's up 1-0. It's Welmu.
The top left as the red Protoss. He's Harstem.
Now, really quick, before this game picks up, going back to the board for just a moment, we do see Harstem is extended really far on the board, and he's right outside the opponent's capital. Welmu defending this is going to be pretty important, because it'll stop the Tal'Darim from being able to attack directly into the Templar's capital with, like, their following turns. Yeah. So, while it's not immediate danger, if Harstem holds on to this, it does present a big problem for the Templar.
Yeah. I guess one thing that has to be considered, and I hope everyone does consider this as the game goes forward, is that, excuse me, with the ability to move 2 spaces, at any time, you know, let's say that Drogo wasn't there, and there actually was an opening somewhere for the Tal'Darim to get in, if there's no one defending the capital, there's no one defending the capital. Like, that actually would just be a win, right? So you gotta be a little more careful, I think, with leaving someone behind, because when it was 1 space forward, it took forever to get to a location, but now it's 2.
Well, the thing is, though, and this is what's really important to note, is you cannot reach the other side of the board in one turn from your capital. It will still take you 2 turns.
Yeah.
So you'll have time to react, ideally. But yeah, it'd be very disappointing if the game ended like that because they made such a blunder. But at the same time, it would be a very hilarious ending.
Yeah. I mean, and there's not really an opportunity to do that. The adjacent 4 spots, excluding this one, are Templar, and you have to control the point before you can move forward. But, like, if they kind of like, gave up the top side and that was all Tal'Darim, like, I would really hope they didn't just lose it something silly. But, either way, it looks like Welmu is on obviously, like, the way to win this best of 3.
Yeah. Starting off 1-0 strong, pretty nice. Harstem's strategies, though, I feel if you had played a lot more of a normal PvP, you may not have had such a hard time. I mean, okay, the weird pylon push that may or may not have been cost effective. The faster third, the canceled upgrades, indecisiveness of what he wanted to do. There's a lot of things for that game for me where I just feel like Harstem was either second guessing himself or playing just too risky. Whereas if had he played more normal, more along the lines of what we'd seen in the past versus Drogo and some of the others, then maybe that wouldn't have been so bad. But not to discredit Welmu, he is a very good Protoss player.
I would really like to get a pro's opinion on that one, because that was one of those situations where it was 2 different things. Charge Out Archon not being, or Charge Out Immortal not being so different, but still a little different. And then the Adept all-in from Welmu was really different too. Because the Adepts actually, like, they do pretty well against the Charge Outs that came forward, and there were so many of them, because they are, like, relatively cheap, and the Immortals don't help against them either, just like if they were Charge Lots. So Harstem's, like, army just really wasn't a good response to it, but I wonder what would have been a better response. I brought up Disruptors, but again, you'd only have like 1 or 2, maybe 3, depending on how quickly you started them. And if they miss, they miss, you know, and that's just still game over, so I don't know.
Let's go back to our Queen and Zerg talk a moment ago. Someone in chat being a little bit snarky saying Queens can now fly. Funny enough, though, Queens used to be able to fly. That's what they did in Brood War. They lost the ability and were forced to land in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, that's silly. They also could
one-shot tanks.
I really wish that they would bring back the Queen Infestation Command Center ability, because when are you ever gonna get a Queen across the map to a command center?
Okay, I mean that would be cool, but you know what?
It doesn't actually do anything. It didn't do anything in Brood War either, but whenever it happened, it was like the ultimate BM.
So I don't know how this played out in Brood War because I didn't play or watch the esports scene back then, but I always hated when I'd play against people and you'd be like, oh great, I made an expensive thing like a tank, and I'm like, nope, Broodling, bro.
Oh yeah,
and it's like a one-shot on a tank.
Mech got pretty popular versus Zerg, so that actually would be a response, would be going for a lot of queens. It was kind of like more like a silly thing, I think. Like, it wasn't the standard way to go, but people would, and you would just mass Broodling all of their really expensive units, and it was really funny.
Also, this is just my terrible memory coming to play. I always thought Broodlings were saying squirrel when they attacked. Like,
I'm trying to imagine what they... Yeah.
Like, they had that really weird sounding attack, you know what I mean?
Almost like Squirtle if he was hyped up. Squirt.
I don't know about Squirtle, but yeah. Alright, Harstem goes for the gold base. We saw, with Drogo, a bit of problem here where you can just blink up there and pick off probes, drive it off, and maybe that will happen here, maybe it won't. But Harstem moving out on the map. Looks like Welmu also looking to take his gold.
This will have a significant impact on my Silver League strats. Oh, Damish. You're silly. Yeah, two golds taken.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. Did I already shout out what Jesse had messaged me with between games?
I don't think so.
He apparently just got into Diamond League for the first time in his entire StarCraft career. So,
aww.
A, congratulations to him, and B, man, he's on a rampage. Jansoon better watch out.
I'd be feeling good. Especially since we told him Jansoon hasn't been practicing.
Actually, I saw Jansoon streaming StarCraft the other night. I don't know how well it went. I just thought he was streaming it. So he's got a little bit of practice in there. A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, man. I really wish Snoot was going to the summit to tell them about Queens. Oh, that was a good force field on that Immortal.
Great force field. Well, it does take out the Immortal. It's still forcing out a bit of an odd fight because I don't know that one was necessarily at an advantage here.
Yeah, it was a little bit odd. The other one was also force fielded out, and that, that could have been focus fired, but the northern half of the fight was still going along. So, I mean, it's a very odd unit composition, right? Because it's not a very big army for either one, and there's a lot of sentries in there.
7 Sockets to 6, 1 to 1 Immortals, 4 to 5 sentries, yeah. But this has created a bit of a I think it'll either create a really hot spot on the map or, ironically enough, a bit of a Cold War situation where nobody's going to want to attack into this because they're both trying to mine off these bases. But if someone manages to get a small advantage, then all of a sudden that tips the scales of everything heavily.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that is... I remember this happening, right, back when Habitation Station was an actual ladder map. I feel like it happened more in TDT, and eventually people just gave up on gold bases for that reason. But whoever broke first in this very location would not be able to mine, not only from a gold base, but from a very important third base. Like, it is a base they need, so it can be sometimes very difficult to choose to engage here, and you can't give it up either.
Great pickup on that War Prism, saves a lot of these units in Harstem. Now with a bit of an army supply disadvantage, lots of stock is just warped in for Welmu.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's actually have 2 Immortals over Harstem. What's Harstem doing behind this? Why is his army supply so far off?
He's teching a little bit harder, I think.
Is the income just getting so screwed by? I mean, I knew Welmu had a little bit of an advantage, but yeah, now it's starting to spike up pretty bad with that gold base not mining.
Yeah, this is quite bad. Harstem, I think he would love to use the War Prism to harass, but he feels a little necessity to use it here. Because it's also been used to micro. But I really think he has to just get Welmu off his back, or he's going to continue losing mining at pretty pivotal moments. And he's still down in army supply. Now he's getting better tech, and I mentioned that he's getting charge. But is charge going to be enough? He once again have the Adepts in Welmu's composition. Yeah, they don't have Resident Enclaves this time. But
he's also looking for Archons, but he doesn't have a lot of gas going down the Templar route for them.
Yeah. I really wonder why it is we have this, like, not the first time. I think we've seen some other Protosses do like an Adept base aggressive attack, but it's the first time I've seen, I guess, a Protoss do it twice, and I wonder why Adepts and not Charge Lots or anything else that we've been seeing, you know? And if it's working, then, like, you know, the question is even bigger. Why not keep on using Mass Adepts?
Well, we do have an Archon in the fight. Singular. Still bleeding out probes here and there, and of course this doesn't get much better for Harstem as time goes on. The army for Welmu just continues to grow. I love this one Zealot. It's kind of like the captain of the army, by the way.
Yeah, it's the guy I'm supposed
Charge, man! No, wait!
Yeah, as I said, Resident Enclaves isn't done, only just started, but they're still hella tanky. They're going to be, you know, not taking extreme from the Immortals.
Oh my god, look at those frontline Warpins.
Charge Lots pretty well.
This War Prism wasn't picked up, so the Warpins are all directly on top of the fight. Immediately gets in. 27 Adepts! What a cool unit! Even in PvP, this unit looks broken as fuck.
Right? I just don't know why we don't see it more often. I want to see someone go up against Welmu and just demolish the Adepts, you know, and be like, that's why you don't see it. But Harstem didn't have an answer.
No, and Harstem now gets sent back to his capital, as Welmu will take Ruins of Ceres back. So congratulations to him. Once again, I need to go find where I kept those colors.
Alright.
Civil War.
Let's change on board here. Move you back there. Keep that as Templar.
Dude, so you know, I'm becoming a degenerate recently, and we did some gambling. For those who heard that story on stream, I decided to buy a lottery ticket on one of my blocks yesterday. Okay. I won a free lottery ticket.
Oh, yeah, that one.
We continue feeding the addiction. So it was one of those set for life ones, man. I was kind of like, you know, $1,000 a week or whatever. That'd be nice. Or $5,000 a month. I don't know how it works. But the point is, like, I would love to win. Because you know what I would do? I would not buy a fucking car. I would not invest in, like, something crazy. I would just put it towards more awesome channel stuff. BaseTradeTV.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably, like, hire someone who would tell me what to do with it, you know?
Okay, here's what you do. You pay me $1,000 so I can tell you what to do with that $1,000, all right?
I'd go to the, I know that Personal Finance Reddit had someone who actually did get one of those, like, he won the lottery, and he asked what he should do, and he's, like, anonymous and all that, and people give him a bunch of advice. So I just go to that thread, figure things out, and then use whatever money I have to start an esports team.
Interesting. Well, guys, we're going to go to a small 2-minute commercial break while we figure out what's going on next with the board, so stay tuned. We'll see you with more of the Civil War when we return.